with the SNES Classic releasing next month, I think there's a good chance that the Nintendo 64 Classic will be released next year. It's a retro console at this point. It's 21 years old and it has a lot of great games. And now I'm just going to go over the games I think will be on it. Some of these are pretty much guaranteed, and you might be thinking about the Rareware games. I'll talk about that later. I'm just going to go over the obvious games right now. Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Majora's Mask, Donkey Kong 64. Yes, I know Rare made that, but it's a Nintendo property, and Donkey Kong Country is going to be on the SNES Classic. Diddy Kong Racing, I believe that was made by Rare also. I could be wrong though. Star Fox 64, Paper Mario, Pokemon Snap, Yoshi's Story, F-Zero X, Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, Mario Party 3, because the Mario Party games on the Nintendo 64 are pretty similar, so I think they'll just go with Mario Party 3. Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, maybe Bomberman 64. It's not a Nintendo game, and we just saw a new Bomberman game exclusive to the Switch, so I think it's definitely very possible. Smash Bros, maybe Pokemon Stadium. I don't know though. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the ones that are less obvious that might not be on it. So of course the other Mario Party games, Nintendo might just have all three. Um, Maybe Resident Evil 2 if Nintendo wants to get some extra third-party support. Wave Race 64, 1080 Snowboarding, maybe. So those are the games that might be on it, maybe. Maybe Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. And here are the Rareware games that could be on it if Nintendo gets the licensing. Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't know if they'd have that because it's a very mature game for the Nintendo 64, and Nintendo probably wants um, more people to be able to play it, so they might just leave that out, even if they get the licensing rights. Perfect Dark. And the thing about GoldenEye 007, yes, it's made by Rare, so even if Nintendo could get the right to other Rare properties, it's a licensed game, so they would also need to get that probably. So I don't know. And also, Microsoft is doing nothing with games like Banjo-Kazooie. The last Banjo game was, I think, like 10 years ago, maybe even more. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and the game wasn't exactly liked by people, and there's been nothing related to that except for the Rareware collection on Xbox One, which released in 2015. So I think it's definitely a possibility if Nintendo wanted to use the license for the Nintendo 64 Classic. Microsoft would probably gladly accept that because Nintendo and Microsoft don't have a bad relationship like there was the thing in Minecraft, the Nintendo pack in Minecraft, and now there's crossplay. So I do think it's a possibility. I don't know if Nintendo will go for it though because it's not going to be the cheapest thing to buy these properties. However, if Nintendo really wants a Nintendo 64 Classic to appeal to people who did have a Nintendo 64, I think it's their best interest to get these games. And a few other games, in case Nintendo wants to have like 30 games again. I'm not sure how many I just counted. Maybe our Harvest Moon 64, Jet Force Gemini, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, maybe a wrestling game since the Nintendo 64 had a lot of those. So I think those are all the games that would be on the table for the Nintendo 64 Classic. Obviously, the ones I listed at the beginning are guaranteed to be on it. There's no way that Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time wouldn't be on it. If those games weren't on it, Nintendo wouldn't be thinking right. And I mean that would just make no sense. Those games are confirmed if they do make a Nintendo 64 Classic. So if you like those games or want to get a chance to play it, and you don't want to go out and buy a Nintendo 64 yet, maybe just wait until next year to see if they make a Nintendo 64 Classic. If you like this video, remember to stay tuned for upcoming videos that will be pretty much the same as this except for the GameCube, Wii, and yes, Wii U, and then there might be ones for like the Game Boy, a DS, etc. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what games you want on the Nintendo 64 Classic. Bye.